Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Aquarius. Welcome into our reading for the month of December 2024. And we'll see what your energies are looking like at this point in time, the guidance you might want to hear. But again, reminder, not your story, don't force yourself into the reading, okay? So I have shuffled through the decks, I have cut through the decks, guys, and then we'll go into the reading as soon as I can get my cards out for you at this point in time. Now, some cards may appear in the reverse, some may appear in the upright, but we will definitely have a look to see what is the energy at this point talking about for you, Aquarius. Oops. Okay. And again, like I said, you don't see the cards, don't worry about it. We will go from there and see what is happening in here. Okay. I'll get all the 6 cards out, guys, and then we'll go into the reading. And then clarifiers are there for us to know more as we have questions into the energies that shows up at this point for you, Aquarius, okay? Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacle upright. Now with the Page of Pentacle upright, that's a good one, okay? Because that talks about someone younger to you, Aquarius, who could be a little bit of a charmer, somebody who has good ideas about how to start things, or it could be you. You know, you are in that particular energy where you're thinking something useful. Now, when I say useful, it could be towards anything in your life that you feel will bring you the rewards. But then again, you have to remember with the Page of Pentacle, it kind of tells me that whoever it is, you or somebody in your life, you don't have too much at this point. When I say too much, your resources are limited, your money is limited, your access towards something in your life that you want is perhaps limited. You don't have a lot to start something big, you know what I mean? But again, with whatever you have, that could be a little bit that you have collected or somebody has for you, you know, it is always a start from the scratch towards something big. So that kind of an energy comes up with the Page of Pentacle, where you know that you have limited access to situations, maybe limitations in money, limitations towards your success story. Some of you could be dreaming something very big in your life, but with the Page of Pentacle, you have to work according to what you think is logical or it's feasible. Because then you have the Two of Wands, you see. So definitely there is some amount of growth time, right? Something that opens the door towards something new in your life is what the story is about at this point, right? But again, like I said, you have options. With the Two of Wands, you have choices. um, and you have your limitations. So you have to work according to what you have, how far you can go, what you can do, and so on and so forth. So you just cannot jump into something without thinking. That much is very clear. That is what the message is. Now, in the first part, you have Temperance in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles upright, and Page of Wands in the reverse. Now, typically, this is talking about some kind of, again, like I said, a growth time, a growth, something towards building something new, towards bringing in some kind of fruition, either in your life, in relationship, in career, academics, any kind of profession, or any kind of skill set that you probably are wanting to proceed with, right? But there is a feeling of you being a little bit, at this point, out of your your temperament is not right. Like there is a lot of frustration at this point because maybe what you're wanting, what you want, what you are planning is not happening at this point. Or maybe it's not happening for somebody younger to you. It could be anything. So there is an inbuilt of frustration at this point because, like I said, you do have plans, you do have that career growth opportunity or some kind of a situation that you want to move ahead with, but you're not very certain about your own limitations at this point. So that could be a reason why starting something new at this moment is becoming a little bit of a frustration for some of you. Okay? And that could lead to a temperamental problem where you could feel angry, frustrated, not really sure, getting upset, throwing tantrums, behaving a little bit childish at one point in time or the other, right? So that is what the first part of the story is. The second is the Ten of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse, right? So again, it is something that you want to get out of. You don't like the painful stuff. You want a new beginning. But again, like I said, your situation as far as your realistic situation in life is concerned, with your money, your house, your material stuff, your career, or whatever that you guys are involved in, you're not feeling completely satisfied because you feel there is a lack somewhere. You're not sure if you have enough for the future for some of you, and that could be why you're thinking that you want to get rid of that particular fear situation. It's more out of fear, and you want to start fresh. You don't want to stay in this kind of a very stalemate kind of a situation at this point in your life. Now, then you have the Two of Swords in the reverse. But again, like I said, you're not very clear about what you really want at this point, Aquarius. You're like in doubt all the time. And you're not weighing your options logically is what more so I'm getting out of this many cards in here. So you definitely need to weigh your options very logically is very important. Okay, let's see what Temperance in the reverse have to say. Let me clarify, guys. Okay, please talk to me about the King of Swords in the reverse. So yeah, you're not weighing your options very logically at this point in time. You are trying to be a little bit manipulative about this situation because there is an inbuilt of frustration at this point in time in your life, guys. You know what I mean? So maybe that is why you are not very clear about your options and choices or any kind of difficulties that may come up as you go through this process where you really want to do something new for yourself in your life. And you could be feeling a little bit mentally restless about the situation as well. All right. Okay. So let's look into the clarifiers for you guys. So definitely, like I said, there is an inbuilt. Now, this kind of frustration is not something you would be able to communicate, but it is there within you. You know, where you're feeling restless, energetically low sometimes, and you're not being able to balance your emotions well for some of you as well. Maybe some of you are just, crying over something without any kind of reason or logic. Some of you could be very low emotionally at this point. You do not want to talk about it. You do not want to share that part of the story with anyone. That kind of depressive feeling, right? And that comes with the King of Swords in the reverse. So which is clearly where your mind is not in the rightful place. Like when I say rightful place, like you could be manipulative, you're not talking about it, but you're trying to manipulate the situation in your own way, right? And then you have temperance to bring about that feeling that, oh no, I'm good, I'm okay, but you're not again talking about it, but you're trying to internally work with your mindset where you're manipulating your own mind to say that, no, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm in control of everything around me, including my emotions as well, with the Hermit in the reverse, which is again saying that, you're feeling very lonely at this point because of this situation. But you're not really shining the light on yourself at this point. You're not going down deep into finding out the basic core problem of why you're feeling like this at this point. You're not being wise about it, more so. So you're manipulating your mind to tell yourself that no, I'm fine, I'm okay. If somebody is going to ask you, how you're feeling, whatever it is, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm okay. You're trying to work around your mind in such a way without talking that other people probably are thinking that, it's okay, at times it happens and stuff like that, right? But again, like I said, you're not really being wise about the situation. You're doing it, for me, this looks like you're doing it very superficially, just to please others, or even maybe to tell yourself that everything is everything around you is okay, and you're okay. Okay? But internally, you're not feeling all that great at this point, right? With the Seven of Pentacles, like I said, you are waiting for the opportunity to work on something in your life. The divine timing. You have to trust in that divine timing. Not everything will happen according to when and what you think is right. There is a time for everything to happen. The doors will open when the time is right for you, right? And this is where the Five of Cups in the reverse is saying that there is something about your emotions that you will slowly learn how to get over with something in the past that has not been emotionally fulfilling and leaving it behind you, right? Which is where the Page of Swords in the reverse says that it could be because there is somebody again in your life, or it could have been you, like I said, because this is your energy too, where it has been all talk and no action. Maybe you have done something in the past where you have said, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I will work with that, I will work with that, I will do this, I'll make that happen. but it was all work and no action, all talk and no action, right? And this is the Three of Pentacle in the reverse, is telling me that probably this is why you don't have people around you at this point, Aquarius. Because you have not been very genuine about what you think should have been done. Right? So the divine timing will perhaps make you aware of the fact that going forward, you need to watch what you're saying and you mean what you're saying. Not just because you want to say it, you say it and then do nothing about it. Right? And that could be a situation where you have to, the divine timing is kind of wrapping up the situation for you so that you realize that there are things in your life that you haven't done right and that you need to walk away from that and leave the past behind. Maybe some of you are feeling guilty internally because you know that you haven't set the right example. You haven't been honest about what you want in your life, what you think is right, and telling people how to work around you or you working around people. You may just have said so because you wanted to be famous or you wanted to be successful, but you did not work on that. Right? You did not work on that. So this is where you kind of could be alone at this point with no help from outside people or from people you thought were a part of your life or your team members. Then you have the Page of Wand in the reverse, right? Which is again a lot of childish attitude, childish way of thinking, very immature way of working around your life. Whatever comes to your mind, you want to do it. And if that doesn't happen, you throw tantrums because you feel frustrated or, oh, I wanted this, it didn't happen. So I feel frustrated and I'm not eager to go forward. Very, very immature, more so, right? With the Page of Pentacle in the reverse. This is why, because of this, you haven't been able to start something logically and do things right. You know, you haven't really given it a thought because, like I said, you have been immature to whosoever I'm talking to. Very childish attitude, very illogical way of thinking, behaving, without thinking about the consequences for some of you. You might have just said, yes, I promised, yeah, this, yeah, of course, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. But then you backed out. You did not fulfill those words that you have said. And this is coming to a point where that is where the reason is that you have to now think. That's why Spirit is saying, whatever resources you have, whatever limitations you have, before you start working on that with the Two of Wands, before you start progressively moving forward, you have to weigh your options. You haven't weighed your options. What you can do, what you cannot do, right? And this is where the Four of Swords in the reverse, this is where it's kind of mentally frustrating to you. You're feeling very restless about this situation now. Maybe you're going back in the past and you're being able to see yourself a little bit better. You know, whether you agree to it or not, whether you own up to it or not, but somewhere your mind is not peaceful, right? And this is where the problem is, and that's why Spirit is saying, Three of Wands, think, wait for the right time. Don't jump, don't rush into certain situations without thinking, without weighing the options, without understanding what you can do, what you cannot do. And then you have the Queen of Cups. So you might have somebody in your life, Aquarius, who could be of that energy. Could be your mother, could be your spouse, could be your sister, could be even a male, females, males, doesn't matter, who could be telling you, there are dreams you have, there are wishes you have, which is good, but don't rush into things without weighing your options. Don't be matured. Don't be a child. So there are things that the Queen of Cups could be telling you, and that could be anybody in your life. So there is a possibility of you finding some kind of emotional guidance from somebody in your life who could be a little bit older to you. Please talk to me about the Queen of Cups. The Hierophant in the reverse. Yeah. Somebody's ideas could be that if you do things too rash and too quickly, without having a particular, without following a particular pattern of either religious belief, spiritual belief, understanding, you will find it difficult. So you have to wait, because the Two of Wands is here. So somebody could be here, who could also be giving you that idea that before you do anything, again, like I said, weigh your options. Which side of the door seems more profitable or better to you? Because your religious, your spiritual belief, your status, some of you could be married, some of you may want to divorce, whatever the situation could be, you have to really think hard about that situation. Don't just move without understanding. That is more so the story out here. So think, and think, Aquarius. Please talk to me about the Ten of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It's important to you to weigh the pros and cons. It's important for you, Aquarius. Please talk to me about the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Or else again, you might find yourself in a difficult situation here. Yeah, the Star in the reverse, right? Like this is not something that is working for you. You need to get out of this situation. You definitely do want to heal, but you're not being able to heal yourself. You know why? Because you definitely want to make up for this problem, but it's getting difficult for you to heal and find peace within yourself. Yeah. That's because, again, like I said, there is a lack of growth, there is a lack of fertility, there is a lack of emotional, mature part of the story. You're not being able to give birth to something in your life at this point in time, Aquarius. However hard you try. And you could also be lacking, some of you could be also lacking in love. Please talk to me about the King of Pentacles in the reverse. You're not being able to nurture something in your life at this point. Chariot in the reverse, see? Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it looks like you're all over the place at this point, Aquarius. Like I said, you definitely want this period to end. Whatever the situation that I just explained to you on the top here is. Like I said, you have to weigh your options very carefully. You have to understand what is good for you, what will work for you, and what will not work for you. What are the choices that will give you the result? What are the choices that will not give you the result? Right? And this is where you have to give it time, because you're not being able to heal yourself. And unless you heal yourself, unless you heal your body, your mind, your emotions, you will not be able to achieve the desired result. And this is where you will not be able to nurture either yourself or anybody in your life that you are attached with, Aquarius. Right now, with the King of Pentacles in the reverse, like I said, you're feeling out of place. You're not feeling stable about a situation, about more so material situation that matters in the material world. You're not really feeling completely stable about that situation, and this is where Chariot in the reverse is saying you're not even acting on it. Your will, your determination, your courage has all gone down. You know what I mean? Like, it's not high up there where you say to yourself, okay, whatever has happened has happened. I will move from there. I'll do this. I will take on. But you're not being able to do that. And the Two of Pentacles in the reverse is like, and you're not even juggling to see how you can manage to move. You're not working with your own situation much at this point. You're like I said, it's a stalemate. You got stuck in something and you're stuck in there. Where death comes and says, it's time for a transition. It definitely is time for a transition from this kind of a stalemate situation that you're going through, Aquarius, which is where the Two of Cups is saying that there is some kind of romantic situation, a partnership with somebody in your life that has not been working well, or you haven't found the right person in your life, or the people you have found, or person you have found, or persons you have found in your life have not been your partner. So there is a love lost situation right here that needs to change. With the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, it says you have to put in a lot of effort in order to change the situation, Aquarius, or else you will not be able to move out of the stalemate energy here. It's kind of caught up with you. Please talk to me about the Two of Swords in the reverse. You have to be very logical, very understanding. You have to work with your mind well. You cannot be toxic in your mind and then try to achieve the desired result. That will not give you result at all. So you have to be very, 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 very careful about the situations in your life that you are facing at this point in time, Aquarius. Now, with the Two of Swords in the opposite direction, it clearly says that you need to weigh, like I said, your mind has to work in accordance with your own situation in your life. Very important, right? And that is where the Ace of Wands in the reverse says that the new beginning is not going to work for you, or will not happen until you can put your mind at ease and think logically with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, or else you will not be, the divine timing is stopping you. But if you want to move past this time, then you have to straighten up yourself. You have to straighten up your attitude, your mind, your body, your physical attributes, and your emotions. The High Priestess comes to say that, you're not talking about it, maybe you're quiet, but internally you know that. You're aware, or your vibration will slowly rise as you realize your problems and you try to recover from those kind of situations in your life. The Ten of Swords. You know why you have this problem. Let's put it like that. You are, like I said, you may not be talking, but intuitively, you do know why you're going through that pain, Aquarius. You're very much aware of your own situation for most of you. And then you have the Ace of Cups, right? And you want that love back into your life from somebody in your zone. You want people to love you. You want that offer of love to come to you. You want people to be around you. You need good people. You need good friends. You need good partners, whatever the situation. You want that love in your life to cure you of this issue, the pain. Please talk to me about the Ten of Swords, because you're going through that and very much aware of this situation here. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. You want to get out of that feeling where you think that, you're spiritually, mentally, emotionally all drained. You want to come out of that situation. You definitely want a happier situation in your life, Aquarius, right? And with that, you have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. But right now, that's not happening. Right now, you will not be able to move as quickly as you would like to move. In order to become financially independent, in order to live happily by yourself even, or in order to accumulate situations or money in your life that can bring you the desired result. Maybe some of you have overspent when you had the money, and you want to get out of that feeling that, I won't have much left. I want to feel rich again. I don't want to feel emotionally, mentally depressed about a situation in my life. Justice says karma. This is all happening because of what you have sown is what is coming back, right? What goes around comes around. So there is a circle of some karma or karmic situation in your life that you are going through, Aquarius, with the Two of Swords in the reverse, which you probably have not been able to understand. Why? Because the Magician in the reverse, because you don't yet have the skill set to understand why this is happening. You may be just singling out yourself and thinking, oh, I'm the only poor person who is going through this difficult, tough time. No, you're not. It's a karmic cycle that you're going through, Aquarius, for some reason. And that is the karma that you will have to now work on in order to clear your earlier debts or the earlier problems that you have accumulated in your own life, but for which you need to be ready and have that skill set that you're still not having. You still don't have. So you could be in doubt about your own understanding or in doubt of your own understanding. Right? And this is where the problem is. This is the spirit, the message the spirit is giving you. My spirit is telling you, be wise. You're not being wise about the situation. You're doing things, you're working, but you're not being wise. And you could be possibly, some of you could be possibly even blaming yourself or blaming other people. Oh, this happened to me because that one did this to me. Or that one was bad with me. Or that one was wicked with me. No. Whatever is happening at this point, Aquarius, it's because there is a karmic cycle at this point in time in your life that will set the whole thing straight once you understand where you have gone wrong. You know what I mean? So you have to first analyze your own self. Very important. You have to go down deep into your own understanding, dig into yourself. You don't have to tell anybody else. But be honest within yourself. Be honest to yourself. And do things honestly so that you get the honest and desired result. Enjoy this reading, guys, until I see you once again. Till then, goodbye from me. God bless and Khuda Hafiz.